Ramayana, Chapter 2. The King Who Had No Heir. In the grand city of Ayodhya ruled the wise and noble king Dasharatha. His kingdom was prosperous, his people content, and his armies strong. The streets bustled with merchants, the temples echoed with hinds, and the fields yielded golden harvests. Yet, amidst this abundance, the king was deeply troubled. He had no son to carry on his legacy, no heir to uphold the Ishwaku lineage. Dasharatha had 3 queens, Kausalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. Each was a jewel in the crown of Ayodhya. Kausalya was graceful and serene. Kaikeyi was spirited and fierce in battle, and Sumitra was gentle and wise. Though he loved them dearly, none had borne him a child, and the burden of a childless throne weighed heavily on his heart. Seeking a solution beyond the reach of royal physicians or courtly rituals, Dasharatha turned to the sages. He was advised by his trusted guru, sage Vashishta, to perform a sacred ritual known as the Putra Kameshti Yajna, a powerful fire sacrifice meant to invoke divine blessings for offspring. It was no ordinary ritual. It required the guidance of someone pure and powerful. The sage Rishyasringa was chosen to lead it, a young ascetic known for his spiritual strength and unshakable discipline. His very presence was said to invite divine favor. When Rishyasringa arrived in Ayodhya, the winds turned cool, the skies cleared, and a sense of anticipation stirred in the hearts of the people. The yajna began with grandeur. Sacred fires blazed, priests chanted ancient mantras, and the aroma of ghee and incense filled the air. The entire city paused in reverence, knowing something extraordinary was unfolding. At the climax of the ritual, as the flames soared skyward, a divine figure emerged from the sacred fire, luminous, serene, and radiating like the morning sun. He held in his hands a golden bowl filled with a glowing, fragrant potion. "Take this," the celestial being said in a voice both gentle and commanding. "Share it among your queens, they will bear your sons, born of divinity and destined for greatness." Dasharatha received the bowl with trembling hands and a heart full of gratitude. He divided the portion carefully, half to Kausalya, a quarter to Kaikeyi, and the final quarter to Sumitra. But in a moment of quiet instinct, Sumitra shared her portion again, dividing it equally with the other 2 queens, and so the blessings were intertwined from the very beginning. In time, the divine promise came to life. To Kausalya was born Rama, radiant and calm like a moon in a cloudless sky. There was a quiet majesty in him, even as an infant, that made hearts bow in reverence. To Kaikeyi, a son named Bharata, noble and just, whose presence was like a steady flame of a sacred lamp. To Sumitra, not one, but 2 sons, Lakshmana and Shatrugna, born together like twin stars, inseparable in spirit and purpose. Lakshmana burned with a fiery devotion, especially towards Rama. Shatrugna, calm and observant, stood ever at Bharata's side. The city rejoiced. Music and laughter filled the air. Flowers were strewn across the palace steps. The royal family, once somber and silent, now overflowed with joy and song. It seemed as though the very heavens had blessed Ayodhya. And though they were princes, it was Rama, gentle, brave, and wise, who seemed to shine with something more than royalty. Even as a child, the sages and servants whispered, "There is something divine about him." The story of Ayodhya was about to change forever.